Hello, my name's Martin, and together with my partner Claire, back in 2021, we bought this property here in France. Welcome to our lost estate. Here's Martin.
Hi, I'm Claire.
And welcome to our lost estate.
So we bought it a couple of years ago. Nearly 2 years ago now.
Yep, but really the story started back in 2016, didn't it?
Yeah.
Where the UK decided to vote for Brexit, which neither of us particularly supported.
And we wanted to stay in the EU basically, so the options weren't great because we didn't have an Irish passport or anything like that.
I think we looked at New Zealand, didn't we?
New Zealand looks nice.
New Zealand looked lovely, but it was just a bit too far away. I particularly wanted to be able to get back to the UK within a day if I needed to in an emergency. And
yeah, me too. And I love France. I've always loved France.
That did kind of limit us to probably France, didn't it? So we came out in 2020.
Yeah, just at the very end of the year, just before the door shut.
And as the pandemic was hitting as well, we knew Christmas was going to be very different, so we decided to make it extremely different and have Christmas here in France.
So we've got a long-term rental which you needed in order to get residency, and we had that for a year. So after Christmas we started looking around, as you do, and started looking at some properties.
Yeah, we weren't expecting necessarily to be here. When we first came over, we thought, here's a starting place, somewhere we could come over with the long-term rental, and we were actually thinking to be further towards the coast.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the end, we just started falling in love with the place here, and I mean, the weather, the people, the culture,
the scenery is lovely.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's from a culture perspective, it's not that different to the UK actually.
No.
The only big thing is they speak a different language, which actually was less of a problem than I thought. Because when my French was based around GCSE level French from 20 plus years ago, and I always felt that I couldn't do languages. But yeah, I came out here and found it was not such a problem. You know, my French was okay enough to get by in doing a bit of shopping in the supermarket. And when I didn't understand something, the girl on the checkout turned round and said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said England, and so she started speaking English to me.
Everybody is lovely, to be fair.
They are.
Yeah. So we've really enjoyed the whole process. So this place was, honestly, it was quite an experience walking in. We couldn't really see it at all, house or garden. We were told that there were 4 ponds. We could only see one. We could hear a lot of water, but we couldn't actually see it. The brambles, well, think Sleeping Beauty's castle, because it was that bad, and some of them, when we got into it, were about the width of my wrist, which was quite extraordinary.
The brambles were something I've not come across before. They must have been years of neglect, covering things 10 feet high. It was just you couldn't see them because of the brambles.
We'll reveal more in later videos exactly what we found.
Absolutely, the next couple of videos will give you a bit more of a tour of the house and gardens and so on here, and show you more of what it was like when we first bought it.
So there was no locks on the door, no keys. When we bought it, there were no keys. The notaire asked, "We have the keys now," and the vendor said there are no keys. So that was exciting. We ran around like lunatics on the first day. Did actually move in. We had to get three rooms cleaned: the bathroom, the kitchen, and a bedroom. And put some locks on the doors.
Yeah.
And when you see the state it was in the other videos, you'll be stunned that we even managed to do that.
And yeah, we started rolling back the neglect, and particularly attacking the brambles. We've done quite a bit already, and just keep discovering things.
Really
And
exciting.
we had that feeling when we first saw the place, that it was designed beautifully.
Yeah, I remember we walked to the centre of it and we could hear the onto Third Pond, couldn't see it, and we stood in the middle at the bottom of the alley looking over the view down the valley, and we sort of looked around us, nudged each other and said, you know what, I think there's a designed garden under here. And look at the way the house nestles back into the hill. It's really well thought out.
Hence the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our Lost Estate, because it really is a lost estate here that we're gradually trying to roll back, uncover, renovate and modernise a bit as well, putting our own influence on it.
But very much in a sustainable way. We're very concerned, as many of us are, about the climate crisis, and we want to do our bit. We don't
Absolutely,
feel...
it's so important there. Everyone has to do what they can, where they can, when they can. It's not about being perfect,
no.
but it's about kind of doing what you can, and that's going to be something that we really focus on all our videos, I think, coming forward. That we'll be looking at the sustainability, the reusing, recycling, upcycling, all of those.
Changing our energy consumption, maintaining what we've got, making it better, because as you'll see from behind us, it's quite wooded. We have some very, very, very old, mature trees, and it's a proper community up here. Not human. But
we actually joke that we didn't buy the house, we bought the magnolia tree just behind us. It just happened to come with the house attached. It's quite spectacular.
We want to make that better, basically, and add to it.
Yeah,
because a lot of it was getting strangled by brambles. It had become almost monoculture, actually.
But putting our own influences on it, having references to our past and things, so the plants that we choose for the gardens, and putting our influence on the house. You'll see some of the changes we've already been doing in the upcoming videos.
And then things like learning, not only using all our skills, and between us we do have a fair amount, but also learning new stuff like permaculture and all sorts of other ways of reusing and sustaining.
Yeah, you're going to be doing some craft videos of how we can do the crafts. There's going to be me doing some DIY videos, and that's going to be there. I've already been learning quite a bit, and just sharing our experiences, sharing our knowledge, sharing so that other people can hopefully follow suit and apply what we've learnt.
And obviously it's not a chateau. I mean, you know, people move to France, they think we're going to move to France and buy a chateau. Well, you don't have to buy a chateau.
Chateaus can be so expensive. I mean, just heating bills of them alone, I shudder at the thought.
You kind of have to rent it out in order to make ends meet, and that's not something we're particularly rushing into, because it would disturb the ecosystem here, and so we're very, very gently sorting it out, and we don't need to rent out the property anyway to make ends meet, so it's a choice we made. And
absolutely.
We like the property, the age it is, and the history is amazing.
That's the thing. I mean, you don't need to buy a chateau to get the history and all the experience there. I mean, with the estate that we've got, it's got all of those experiences in it already. And I mean, there's all sorts of rumours about the house, and we're going to be looking more in depth in the history over the coming year, and seeing if we can track back and whether any of the rumours are true or not. And this is very much a watch this space over the coming year.
I want the family photos, because it is going to be spectacular if what we assume and what we've heard is true.
Absolutely, but watch this space on that one. And it's going to be certainly quite a ride, and quite a lot of fun going to be had on the way.
It has been a ride already.
It has been already, just getting here. But
so we'll catch you up over the next couple of videos of how much we've done already in the house and around the garden, and you'll be able to see the before and after. Obviously we're only at first stage, because it has been a heck of an undertaking.
And it's not just going to be the house and garden, there's going to be our experiences here as well. We're going to try doing videos about the cooking and with our own veg grown in the garden, and not forgetting, of course, the furry animals with us as well, both the tame domesticated. We have Bee the dog and Martha the cat. They will no doubt feature at times, and
but also Nature Watch.
Also Nature Watch. We've got the nature cameras out there which are recording all sorts of things in the garden.
We have been quite surprised at the residents here. To be
Indeed,
fair.
but all of that to come, really, isn't it? It's going to be an exciting journey, and we hope you can join us.
Lovely.
If you do enjoy it, then please feel free to like and subscribe. That helps us out no end. And if you want to support us, we do have a Patreon channel as well. Links will be in the description.